I think the feeling of being non-binary is probably a little bit different for each person, but the general idea of it is you don't feel like a man, you don't feel like a woman. You feel like either something in between or neither, or
actually both too.
Or both, yeah. Some combination, which is why it can be different for every person. I think it is really, really difficult to understand the concept of not feeling like your gender to somebody who feels like their gender, because it's something that if you identify as the gender you were assigned at birth, the sex you were assigned at birth, you never have to think about your sex or your gender. It's not something that comes into your mind at all, really, I would imagine, because it's not different. And that's like the societal norm.
I feel like that's like a comparison to that would be like, for me personally, as somebody who has never wanted kids or thought about kids, like for myself, I love kids, but I've never had a feeling of like, I need to carry a child. And I feel like that is something that is in people. Like people aspire to, and I just have never had that.
Right, so it's not a feeling you can relate to.
Nope, not at all.
And so it's hard to understand.
And that doesn't mean that I think people who feel like that are wrong or incorrect, but like, I'm gonna let them speak on that, not me.
So I personally, I guess for a long time, I dressed more femme, which, first of all, the way that a person dresses does not indicate whether or not they are non-binary. Non-binary people are not necessarily like masculine looking. If they were assigned female at birth, they're not necessarily androgynous. Like any non-binary person can look any way. There's not a designated look to it, and I think that's a common misconception. But with that said, when I was younger, like in my early 20s, I dressed really femme a lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time. But I always said, I feel like a drag queen. And like, I couldn't explain it other than I wanted to wear dresses. I wanted to like have my hair done kind of. I kind of did makeup, not really. But the only way I could explain like what I saw when I looked in the mirror was I felt like a drag queen. Like I was performing. But at that point in time, that was like, 2008, 2010, this conversation I don't think was really happening, at least not in the circles that I was in. So I didn't have any sort of language for that. And then once I got divorced from the dude I was married to, I identified as androgynous because I still had not heard of non-binary, but I knew that I wasn't like super femme or super masc, and I would tell my mom I'm androgynous, and she would say, "No, you're beautiful." I was like, I didn't say that. It's okay, it's a good thing. And then when I moved to like a really liberal, I guess, place, and met a number of people who were non-binary, and as soon as I like learned that, I was like, oh shit, that's what it is. That makes so much sense to me. It just made sense. Somebody used they, them pronouns to refer to me, and I was like, oh yeah, that's correct. Even though I had never like considered it before. So I think it's one of those things where like, I don't want to say when you know, but when you know. I think like, as soon as you hear the language that describes you, and it doesn't have to be about gender or sex or anything like that, it can just, if your favorite color is purple and you see purple, like your body reacts a little bit differently. Your brain reacts a little bit differently when you see like a color that you love so much. I think it's kind of like that, where like, why is your favorite color purple? Who knows? It doesn't matter. You know that it's your favorite color. I know that I'm non-binary. It just feels right. I think that's not a great example.
No, I think it actually is, because if your favorite color is purple and my favorite color is green, that doesn't make your favorite color invalid just because I think green is the greatest color. I don't get to be like, no, actually your favorite color is green.
So true. And I don't need to understand what you love about green.
You can ask.
Yeah.
But you can't.
It's hard to explain though.
Right.
Like, what do I love about purple? I don't even know. I just really like it. It just makes sense, and I want all my stuff to be purple. That's just how I feel. That's only real for pink. I actually really love pink. But You got anything to add? Did I miss some? I'm sure I missed things. Like, if you have extra questions, like, we can elaborate more on things, but it's just kind of one of those things it's difficult to explain, and like even if you understand the concept of it, it's hard to fully understand it unless you experience it, because like I said, you don't have to think about whether or not, am I a woman? I am. It's just not a question that you ask yourself.
Yeah, my body has like reacted to being called ladies, or I don't know, girly, or things like that my entire life. Like, I've just felt like, ugh.
Yeah, I always thought ladies was so
like,
cringe.
ugh,
Like, I'm not.
Even like when I didn't even know what non-binary was, I just was like, I fucking hate that.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, it's just kind of like, when you know, you know. Let us know if you have more questions.